Can you guys hear me? We are live. Got a little teaser video footage up for you from one of my favorite sequels, Halloween 4. So, can you hear me? I hear you. Just think the Strode story is wrapped. I don't I don't know if he said he could hear me. Renegade Hero says she can hear me. Tea tastes really good, Lindsay. Really good. Okay, I'm going to switch over then. I'm going to shut off this video. 5 things at once, guys. 5 things at once. There we go. And you should see me pop up here in a second. Already got a dislike. Sweet. How's everybody doing tonight? Now, I guess a little backstory. Let me turn off my video here real quick. Always prepared. That's me. Always prepared. First off, Slaughter Cinema, John Stanton, Michael Pavone. Michael, I just got your letter today, man. That was super awesome. Thank you. Steve McCoy, Renegade Hero, Michael Myers, and Nuke Rider, Mother Mayhem. Who is that? Mikey G. Sharim Crumble, Max M. Rodriguez. A lot of beautiful people now. Christina Healy, how are you doing? Wow, 132 people watching. Jesus, people, that's crazy. You know, we got time. I don't have to like cut and edit and all that stuff. I figured this will be my first live Halloween update, and we can get interactive with each other, and we can talk about what I guess the fallout, the aftermath of the Halloween movie, and then also what's to come. The sequel, because we all know a sequel is going to be coming. I literally have this playing on my record player right now in the background, just because I like hearing it. And this vinyl is just gorgeous. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to open a vinyl for you guys that someone sent me, and I'm really happy to finally see it. And I figured, hey, I'll open it live on here for you guys. It's weird when I don't have my Scream Stream partners in crime to bounce voices off of. It's like I'm talking to a computer. It's very strange. It's very strange. I wish you guys could all talk back at me. What's up, Cody? How are you doing, brother? So I'm taking it you guys can hear me at least. That's a good thing. Let me see if I can grab my knife here real quick. I'm going to open something for you guys. Because we can get warm and fuzzy with each other, right? Hold on just a second. I'm going to grab my knife. I might have to get a monster too, guys. All right, we're going to have fun with this one. But yeah, for those that just jumped in, I thought, you know what? Instead of filming a video about a Halloween update, why not just do a live video and talk about, you know, everything that we know so far, and just talk about Halloween? Could be a lot of fun, right? So anyway, let me get my knife here. My day was really good, zombie. Really busy at work. Glad to be off work. It seems like every day I get out of work a little bit later, and it gets frustrating. But I'm here, and you know what? This is making it worth it. I'm here with you fine people, and I'll say it again. I don't have to edit, and as a, you know, any YouTuber, Cody, Lindsay can tell you that's a good thing when you don't have to edit, right, guys? It's freaking awesome. Steve McCoy, I like your last name. Northern Ohio right now, fuzzy, not warm. Is it cold up there in Ohio? Lee, what are you looking forward to the upcoming Halloween 2018 Blu-ray release? Funny you should ask that, because we are actually going to be talking about that. The Blu-ray and 4K. There's going to be a 4K release, but I need a monster, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a monster, okay? Give me like 30 seconds. Time me. Go. Okay, so I literally just started the vinyl up again at the beginning. Just so I can have this nice music in the background. I hope you guys can hear it. You might not be able to. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Okay. And let's talk about Universal Studios for a bit. It's like everything every video that I put out that has Universal Studios, I can pretty much guarantee that I'm not getting a dime of AdSense from that. So I had to be very careful with this stream because I was going to give you guys, I was going to post like the trailer at the beginning just to get you warmed up. But then I thought if I post that trailer on there, Universal's going to get money from this stream. So fuck you, Universal. That's what I say. But anyway, why did I put that in my other ear? Let me grab, I got my handy dandy knife here. And this package is from Jim McGorn. And he said he could hook me up with something. And so I said I would love if you could hook me up with something. And I figured I'll open it live with you guys so you guys can see it. Oh, I hope... Can you guys hear that in the background? Let me know if you can hear that. It's the theme from Halloween 2018. I really like Carpenter's new score on this movie. I think it's probably the best score since Halloween 2. I don't count Halloween 3 because it's a completely different score, but that is one of my favorite scores too. But oh my goodness, guys, you got to see this. This is insane. Big shout out to Beth S. She didn't send me this, but she's the one that started getting me hooked on vinyl. And just look at that. This is the Sacred Bones limited edition. And I don't know if you can see this, but in the eyes there, you can actually see the Halloween, the logo. It's beautiful though, guys. Look at that. Wow. So I'm gonna open this up so you guys can see the inside of it. Jason Richardson, yes, I'm actually going to talk about the original script, and you know, that was really interesting that originally it was supposed to be Jamie. It was supposed to be Danielle Harris. Now, I don't know if they wanted Danielle Harris to be in the movie, but I mean, her name was Jamie originally in the script, which I think is super interesting. Like, if her name was Jamie, then you would almost have to go after Danielle Harris, right? And we already know that she would have done it. So it just kind of, as much as I liked Judy Greer in the role, and I think, I know the reasons why they didn't have Danielle Harris. I mean, it's obvious because it would confuse people because she was in 4 and 5, and then she was in Rob Zombies, and now she's back in this. And it just really, the timeline's already crazy enough as it is, so they probably just didn't want to confuse people. But anyway, yeah, here is what that looks like, and it's black on black, like you got a shiny on a matte finish, shiny logo on a matte finish, and then on the back you see like a close-up of Laurie Strode's face, which is really nice. Dolph Booth, I do not think we'll get the director's cut on the DVD. I don't see that happening at all. As a matter of fact, the Blu-ray special features were announced today. The cover art was announced today, and no extended cut, no director's cut, just pretty much your deleted scenes. There's a few documentaries on there. But I have to show you guys what this vinyl looks like. Hold on. So there's the vinyl. It's got a white Michael Myers on one side. Oh, it's white on both sides. Okay, and orange. So it's clear and orange, the actual vinyl itself. Super, super cool. So fielding your questions while I'm putting this up. Yeah, it will be a special edition, but it won't have an ultimate cut or anything like that. What awesome vinyl cover. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It looks like it's also got like a target practice Yeah, you got like a Michael Myers target practice deal here too. I'm not going to open it all the way up, but pretty sweet. And yeah, so cracking open the monster. Now I looked at that deleted scene today. Did you guys see that deleted scene in the shower? I don't think that scene was really needed. I think it probably would have. I don't know. I think the flow was fine just the way it was, and I don't think he needed that scene. I didn't think the scene was, and plus it reminded me of that scene in Rob Zombie's Halloween when the boyfriend puts on the mask. I don't like other people putting on Myers' mask, so yeah, I don't. I'm glad that scene wasn't in there. Aesthetically, it looks nice, but yeah, overall, I didn't really care too much for it. And let me know which version you guys are going to get. Are you going to get the 4K or are you going to get the Blu-ray? I'm getting the 4K for sure. And I'll probably get the Steelbook. What am I wrong about, Lindsay? Tell me what I'm wrong about. I see like McCoy commentary. I wouldn't mind doing some kind of a commentary for the movie when it comes out. I don't know if it'll be a hollow stream type deal. I don't know if it'll be a just me doing it, scream stream. I have no idea. Thank you, Nathan Oswald. Appreciate that. Only thing that didn't work for me was the twist. Yeah, I mean, that twist was a make or break for a lot of people. I think that was one of the biggest problems that naysayers of this movie had was the Sartain twist. You know, you either liked him or you didn't. It either worked for you or it didn't. I was completely invested in Sartain from start to finish. I think they went a little too far with him putting on that mask. Spoilers, by the way, guys. We're going to be talking spoilers. I do think they would, after letting this movie settle for a couple weeks after seeing it twice, I think there's a better way they could have went instead of having him put on that mask. But I guess that's a good segue into what I'd like for a sequel. Because, there was sequel. I even did a video on sequel news probably like a month ago before the movie was even released. Let me turn down my vinyl real quick. But yeah, before the movie was even released, Danny McBride and David Gordon Green already had like an idea in mind for the sequel. But I don't think they had it fully fleshed out. They just had just a general idea. And I don't know exactly what that idea was, but I can tell you what I would like. Now, originally in this movie, the original script, they wanted to kill off Laurie Strode. And after seeing that, it kind of I was like, God, that would have been awesome if they killed her off. Because if you kill Laurie Strode off in this movie, it doesn't make her look bad at all. It still makes her look like a hero. And I believe there were two different versions that they had of her dying, actually. One of them was where they were shooting Michael full of holes, with bullets. And then she comes in and then he stabs her. And then one's where he choked her. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but there was a choking and there was a stabbing. Either way, she died in both those scenes, though. And if she dies, she dies. I'm in a complete Rocky mood, Robert Shaw, this week, so it's going to be hard for me not to slide some Rocky in this thing. But are you guys excited for Creed 2? I know I'm all over the place, but I'm super excited for Creed 2. I blame Robert Shaw. But what was I talking about? Yeah. So, yeah, she did die, and I would have preferred if Laurie Strode died. That's one thing that me and Cody did agree on. We wanted her dead. Done. Because it does open up problems for the sequel. It brings forth limitations for the sequel. I would have preferred Sartain live and her die, actually, and the opposite happened. So, what do I want in a sequel? I think I would like them to follow Allison. I think Allison should stay in Haddonfield. Story should stay in Haddonfield. But I think they should definitely follow Alan. Tie up those loose threads that you had with her boyfriend, Lonnie. Because Lonnie was just, we don't know what happened with Lonnie. It was just a loose thread that was left wide open. So maybe tie up that loose thread. I had a feeling anyway that they were going to bring him back in the sequel. I still hold to that. You know, I guess Mark timestamp this right now. I'm saying Lonnie will be in the sequel, or Lonnie's son will be in the sequel. I think they got more plans for him, to tell you the truth. And I would love to see Aaron, the journalist. I'd like to see him come back because we don't know if Aaron died. We don't know if Aaron died. They did not show if he died. So, thank you, Donald Newton. I appreciate that. Hey, as long as I see you do more awesome Halloween videos or even Scream, I'm cool with whatever you do. Thank you. I appreciate that, Donald. Very nice. Lindsay says, the only way to do a sequel is to continue that night like they did in Halloween 2 back in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they could do that. You don't want to go too far into the future either because Myers is, you know, in his 60s now. They could do like they did in Halloween 5 and move a year down the road. But the problem you get in when you do that is, what is Michael doing for a year, for 2 years, however long? You know, so I agree with Lindsay on that one. I think they should pick up where they left off. I think that's the one genius thing they did in part 2. They picked up right where the first one left off. And it makes it fun because you can combine the two into one movie, which I've actually done. I actually made my own cut, snipped out a few things, snipped out the intro. And 1 and 2, in my book, are one continuous movie. It's just a version. It's just a way I watch it sometimes. Not all the time, but I like watching 1 and 2 back to back. So yeah, I would love it if they did the same with this one. Then you could watch this movie and the next movie back to back. Taking a drink of my Monster. EJ Page 1200. Haley, what are your thoughts on the Michael Kills Again, which played in the bathroom scene? It's played right now on the vinyl. So you can hear the vinyl. That's sweet. You know what? I mean, the score, to me, every song on the soundtrack, I think is awesome. I mean, that is one of these, like what I just hear right now. Hold on. You guys hear that? That is when Myers is walking towards the Elrod's house. Oh, God, that sounds great. I could just stop and listen to that. Even if you don't like this movie, tell me that score is not fucking badass. Come on. God damn it, that score's badass. You know, because John Carpenter could have played it safe. The guy's freaking in his 70s. He could have been like, you know what? Give me your check. You want my name on a score. I get that. So I'll give you, you know, I'll add a little, few things here and there. But for the most part, you're expecting a Halloween score. You're expecting Laurie's theme. You're expecting the main theme. I'll give you that. Maybe a couple things. He went all out on this score. It's an amazing score. And I think the movie would be severely lacking without this score. That scene where the Allison chase. Oh, and that's actually coming up here pretty soon. That Allison chase is legendary. Like the music in that scene, I think is legendary. Thinking back on it, I do agree that they could have stretched out her chase scene because there's a chase and then she ends up in the police car. I think they could have stretched it out a little bit longer. But yeah, we're still on that track where it's just all one take. Michael going through the house, passes by the infant, which by the way, I thought was genius. How they set that up. Michael killing the child earlier in the car, and then later when he walks by that infant. That is the way to set up tension right there. As CP would say, tension 101. When he was walking up towards that infant, I remember just a collective gasp. What's up, Cody A? In the theater. Like, everybody was like, please do not let him kill this infant. Don't do that, Michael. That would be way too far. Please don't do that. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Do you guys... Any of you wish that he would have killed that infant? I'm kind of curious to see if any of you actually think that. Tisha, Lee, I posted the link in Killer Flicks to David Gordon Green's interview with Entertainment Hollywood of him saying he... let me go up here. I want to read your whole comment there. He cut Allison's boyfriend out of the ending of Halloween because he had plans for the next... Thank you, Tisha. There you go. I knew they had plans all along. Tisha saves the day. Hell yeah. Beth S. Beth, I gave you a shout out earlier in this. I actually unboxed the Sacred Bones vinyl. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and... Beth sent me something, and I'm glad she's here so that way she can see me open it. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab it. It's right here. Okay, here we go. I don't know why I put on these headphones because I'm not really listening to you guys. But I just feel naked without my headphones. I mean, think about it. It's kind of stupid. I have these on for no reason whatsoever. But I'm going to keep them on. Brad, the movie critic, The Crow. Did I hear about the Crow remake? No. Was there some news that dropped? Let me know. As a lot of you guys know, I'm a massive Crow fan. I'm gonna cover. I love this font that Beth used for this, though. I'm gonna cover up her address, but that font looks really cool. And it showed my address, but that's my P.O. box, so that's okay. Lee, you are a Halloween fan like me. Mike is the top dog of all time. No one else comes close. Horror Master. Yes, what's up, Horror Master? Mikey is the boy. I forgot how to open a box. Okay, hold on. Trying not to cut what's inside. I think this is vinyl because it's shaped like a vinyl. I'm drunk off the monster. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. This is a loose live stream right here, guys. Okay? Don't expect professionalism. You will not fucking get it. All right, here we go. Let's see. That looks like some vinyl in there, so... Holy crap, Beth, you are... Oh my god, this is insane. This is Prom Night. The soundtrack on vinyl to Prom Night. Jesus H. Christ. Beth, I hope you're still in there. That's insane. Wow. Which it has a really good score, by the way. That is awesome. I hope you guys saw that. That was glorious. Let me grab another one. Yeah, there's Beth. Okay. And opening the next one right now. Let's see what this is. Oh goodness. Oh, this is so awesome. Johannesson, I hope I said that right. Rest in peace. He passed away actually right after this movie, or right before this movie came out. But this is his score for Mandy, starring the insane Nicolas Cage. This is an awesome score. Oh my god. If you guys haven't seen Mandy, be sure to check it out. It's like my number 2 on my top movies of the year. Wow, Beth, thank you so much. That is so awesome. This is just glorious. Wow. I'm just making sure that Beth didn't, because I don't want to miss it. Okay, cool. My cup runneth over, Beth. I love this. It's a transparent red vinyl. Should I open it? I'll open it up so you guys can see it. Hold on. Transparent red. I'm scared, though, because I don't want to tear the packaging or anything. Here we go. Oh, I think this slides off. Okay, so I know what I got to do. Ooh, here it is, guys. I'm going to turn it up so you guys can hear it. How about that? Shape chases Allison. Dolph Booth, how would you bring Michael back into the story? Well, we know that let's see, he's in that basement. We know he's going to get out of the basement. So, I don't want him to latch onto the truck like some people have said. Some people have speculated that Michael is driving that truck. And I think that's too easy. I think Michael should just go his own way. Start doing his detective work like he always does. And then, track down where Allison is. And I don't want him to get to Allison until, at least the middle of the movie, And just do what he does best, I mean, it's a slasher movie. There's a formula to these things. One thing I did jot down in my notes that I do want from this sequel, I don't want it to be another teen slasher, stereotypical, cliche. I'm trying to avoid, the Scream reference from H2O. I'm not gonna bash H2O in this, but what I will say is I want them to, I'm a Sartain fan, so I want them to kind of borrow some of those elements that we had in the Thorn trilogy, the mystery of Myers, and maybe dig into him a little bit. What happened in that 40 years that he was in Smith's Grove? Give me some Smith's Grove stuff in this movie. Sartain wasn't the only doctor in that building. So there had to be other doctors that dealt with Michael. Not necessarily doctors. It could have been, orderlies. It could have been anybody. Durant Cinema, what's up, brother? Give me some of that stuff, Give me some of that Michael mystery that we love. I mean, I think that's a big reason why that I love the Thorn trilogy. Love 5 has its problems. Love 6. But even 5, that I have so many problems with, it still has that mystery element to it. If it didn't have that mystery, then the movie would just be a complete shit fest. Let me turn down this vinyl. I'm going to flip over the vinyl real quick. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? Do you want some of that mystery that we have in those movies like 4, 5, and 6? Even 2, Halloween 2 had some of that good mystery type, the Samhain, the Lord of the Dead, all that Loomis type stuff. This new movie had moments like that where that audio tape of Loomis saying, it has to die. The evil must die. I got chill bumps during that scene. Like, yes, this is exactly what I want. This is my Halloween movie. I love stuff like that. It's not just Michael chasing after teenagers, chasing after youths, and just killing them. It's more than that. I think that's part of the charm of Halloween is that separates it from Friday the 13th. Is it's more than just Jason in the woods killing off teenagers one by one. Yes, Michael does that stuff, but there's this mystery to the character. There's these great backup characters that make the franchise, it raises it up a little bit, That's what I love about the Halloween franchise. Yes, there are problems with pretty much all the sequels. I'm going to say that. Even this new movie had some problems. But those goosebumps that I get from certain movies were in this new movie. I was, like I said, I even joked that I couldn't even eat my snacks the first time I watched this movie because I was just so enthralled. I was so interested in Myers as a character, and I think they delivered in spades in terms of Myers throughout this whole movie. I need to flip my vinyl, goddammit. Holly Klein, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see some Killer Flicks people in here. Okay. But yeah, once again, Beth, thank you so much for these vinyls. I still haven't even put it down yet. That was super cool. Super cool. Okay, taking a drink. Shoot me some questions, guys. What kind of questions you got? Anything you want to talk about? I'll see if I can find a picture of the Blu-ray, and I'll pop it up here on the screen so you guys can see it. But, I mean, do you guys want some of that Loomis juice? I guess you could call it. Some of that Loomis stuff. Give me some of that Loomis stuff. That's what I like. Let's see. Oh, Renegade Hero, thank you very much. You don't have to do that. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Let's see. Lindsay says, I can't wait for like 5 years down the road when your hard-on for this movie goes down. Never, Lindsay. Never. Never. I've said that this might slip to number 3 and 4 might jump back up to number 2. But the hard-on is staying up. It's staying up. Hold on. I'm going to find that picture. Somebody posted it on Killer Flicks, actually. And you know what? Maybe I'll just pull up. Oh, here it is right here. I'll just pull it up on Killer Flicks. Let's see. Let's do a window capture here. So, window capture, Killer Flicks. I'm in OBS right now, guys. Bear with me. OBS on the fly. There we go. Okay. So, I got Killer Flicks up there right now. And if I click on... Yeah, there's the front. Let me go back over here. Yep. And there's the front. And then there's the back. Bonus features have Back in Haddonfield, Making Halloween. It says it's over 30 minutes of deleted scenes. So, looks like some good stuff. Let me know which deleted scene you're looking forward to the most out of this. Original Scream Queen, so that's probably about Jamie Lee Curtis. The Sound of Fear, Journey of the Mask. And then The Legacy of Halloween. So a lot of good stuff there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are you guys like bonus feature people? Like when you buy a Blu-ray, do you feel like you need to go through all the special features, check out the documentaries? I'm usually like that if it's a movie that I'm like a big fan of. If it's just a casual release, I might check out the document. Like I bought Happy Death Day the other day, and I didn't even bother like checking out the EPK, I guess they could call it. There's no alternate ending on the special features, which is kind of a bummer. I would have liked that. And also, I forgot to ask you guys this. I know I'm all over the place. I apologize. Would you have liked if Danielle Harris came back to this movie? Because, you know, when I read that originally Karen's name was Jamie, it made me, I was like, damn, man, that we were this close to getting Danielle Harris back. And I'm a big Danielle Harris fan. Would you guys have welcomed that? Stewie Griffin, off topic. Have you seen the original Black Christmas? What are your thoughts of it? Not only have I seen it, but it happens to be one of my all-time favorite films. We were just talking about this on Scream Stream last week, actually. Bob Clark was a genius with that movie. And I do believe that Carpenter was influenced a bit by Black Christmas. I think it has just about as much atmosphere, if not more atmosphere, than Halloween. The movie literally feels cold. And if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like I literally... And the funny story is, like, John Saxon, there was another actor that was supposed to play his part in Black Christmas. And, you know, the actor got on set and he was an old guy and he couldn't physically handle the role. So they had to let him go. And so John Saxon, they hire him on the spot. He flies in. He gets off the plane at 2 o'clock in the morning. They grab him from the plane. They bring him directly to set. And so that scene where they're outside and they're all around this this barrel of fire, and it looks just cold as fuck. That's John Saxon, like literally being grabbed and pulled on set from an airplane. But yeah, John Saxon is the man. Andrew Book says, no Danielle Harris. Like you said, it would have been too confusing and I think too much fan service. Yeah, I think a lot of the diehard fans would have liked it, but for the casual horror fans that went into this movie, they would have been like, wait, wasn't she in this and wasn't she in this? So overall, hey, now this isn't just about me, this is about you. What did you guys think of Judy Greer? Because I know that she was a very controversial character in this movie, probably almost as controversial as Sartain. There were people that did not like her at all. So let me know what you guys thought of her, and I'll switch it back over to my screen. Yeah, let me pull this. Killer Flicks. Bring that down. There we go. So, yeah, I'm back up. But let me go and pull you guys back up here. Judy Greer was awful. Anto W did not like her. Tell me what you didn't like about her, Anto. Let's see. Best slasher of 2018. Yeah, well, I mean, it's my favorite movie of the year. I really like Strangers Prey at Night too. I thought that was a really good slasher. I think we had one or two good slashers. Oh, I know what Lindsay thinks about it. She did not like her at all. Now I'll say this to you guys. I said this in the Scream stream. A lot of people thought Judy Greer was kind of wooden, especially in like one scene. I thought it was a choice. I thought it was a calculated choice by her, given her past with her mother. That was my thoughts on that. I honestly did not have a problem with Judy Greer. Do I think that there are much better actresses out there that could have given us a more enjoyable performance? Yes, I do. But did she get in the way of the movie for me? No, she didn't. Not at all. Well, I mean, she wasn't the main character anyway. And I did like that moment at the end of the movie where, you know, she's playing the Shrinking Violet and then all of a sudden she just does that little switch, like, gotcha. That was a badass scene, actually. So, Lou Magic 19 says Judy Greer is an underrated actress, one of my favorites. Her and Catherine Hahn. Catherine Hahn. I don't, that doesn't ring a bell. Tina better than Judy Greer. That's a grudge match right there. I don't think Tina's nearly as annoying as Busta Rhymes. You know, and here, I'll say this about Tina. I think if Tina wasn't as annoying from the get-go in 5, she would have been much more bearable. I think they introduced her into that movie in the worst way. Because her very first scene, when she's doing that bump, I wanted to throw stuff at. I was like, who in the hell is this? Get her off of my screen. That's what I was saying. But if you really think about it, after that, there's a couple moments where she's a little annoying, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. So I think if that opening scene with her wasn't in there, we wouldn't be having this hate for her that we do today. Like, I don't think she's nearly as annoying as Freddy in Resurrection. I think, I know Freddy has his fans, but I just didn't like. I think Freddy steamrolled Resurrection. I think that's what happened. When you have a character that just steamrolls the movie, including Myers, I think it really hurts the movie. So my vinyl's being really quiet now. I'm wondering what's going on. The audience cheered when Tina died at the theatrical premiere. I saw 5 in theater too, actually. I don't remember if they cheered or not, because this was way back in '89. But I definitely don't think anybody was upset that she died. And she did die in a heroic way. She did try to save Jamie, so I guess you got to give her that. But, yeah. I guess you could say Freddy did the same thing, though. He saved Bianca Kalich. So, but still, the damage was way done with him. I worked at the movie theater when H2O came out. People screamed. H2O was a good movie theater experience. I will say that. A lot of people were into that movie. And, I think Halloween, for me anyway, I think you have to see Halloween on the big screen. I don't know, there's just something about it. Seeing Myers on the big screen, it's just like a really cool experience. It's like seeing Rocky on the big screen, Somebody made a comment too in Kill the Flicks, like, Horror fans are also Rocky fans. And so far, that holds true. Most horror fans I've come across happen to love Rocky. Like, even when I reviewed Rocky Balboa recently, somebody was like, "Oh wow, you actually review stuff outside of horror." For the most part, I do horror, but if it's Rocky, of course I'm going to review it. There's just something about Rocky as a character, and I think it's because Rocky is the underdog, and I think horror fans, many horror fans are, we are the underdogs. Especially compared to other genres, because horror itself as a genre is kind of the underdog genre. It's never taken seriously for the most part. I mean, sure, you do have movies like The Exorcist, you have movies like The Witch that are taken seriously, but there's a lot of horror movies that are not taken seriously. It's kind of the bastard stepchild of cinema. And so maybe that's why Rocky is... horror fans can relate to Rocky because he is the underdog. Oh, good. Lucas Tout's in here. That's awesome. Hey, Lucas, I want you to try something for me, okay? Try to not be a dick. I dare you. Okay. Rocky versus Myers. Oh my God. Let's see what else we got. So we talked about Jamie Lee Curtis. I wish she would have died. She did not die. So that leaves us with, I think it leaves us with some, I don't want to say big problems because, sequels can be written, but it does leave us with some problems for the sequel. So, Cassie Hart, what's up? Nice to see you in here. 218 watching. Wow. Thank you guys. Jesus. You guys want to switch over to Creed 2 for a second? Because I got to talk about Creed 2. I was actually watching some interviews with the director today. And the director, I guess, said he wanted to, like, his approach to Creed 2 was he wanted it to be kind of like The Dark Knight. Not story-wise or anything, but just in tone and feel. And if you look at that trailer, from like a cinematography standpoint, it does look kind of like The Dark Knight, cinematography-wise. Which is really cool, but... yeah, the movie is aesthetically just pleasing as hell just from the trailer. I mean, hell, I want to see it anyway. I'm a massive Rocky fan, but the reviews that I'm seeing is that it's really good. Some have even said it's even better than the first one, which that's going to be a tall order. But I'm super looking forward to it. M.W. Ryder, I just finished the Halloween Returns script, some great scenes, but it was pretty bland overall, and I really didn't like the ending. I just kind of wish I understood it all, thoughtfully. I actually did a complete script review for Halloween Returns, and there was a lot of things I loved about that script, actually. I do think that there are some problems with it, but the things I love were like the execution scene when Myers is on death row. That was the biggest thing that I was really scared about with Halloween Returns is, you put Myers on death row, that's getting into some scary territory, and not in a good way. But if you read that script, the way that whole scene plays out, if they could have pulled off what was on the page, it could have been one of the most frightening sequences in the whole franchise. I mean, it was a page turner, especially during that scene. I enjoyed it. I actually didn't mind the ending. Now in the ending, I believe Myers it's the old bait and switch though, so I can see your problem with it. But I believe he cuts off somebody's tongue at the end of the movie, and then puts the mask on him, and then pushes him outside. The one thing I did like about that ending though is that he wrote in blood. I'm paraphrasing, but no one is safe in this town, pretty much, is what he said. He's going to kill everybody in this town. And that is kind of the essence of what Myers is in the first movie. Nobody is safe. He is the embodiment of the boogeyman. even though that in that script they did use the sibling angle, but yeah, there are some really cool elements of that script. It's been a while since I read it. I do love the very ending of it when you got the doctor. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the doctor's name. I don't want to say it wrong, but there's this scene where the doctor's talking to this shadowy character, and then the character comes out of the corner, out of the shadows, and it's Loomis. And in the script it says, Gary Oldman with the eyes of a chopping block, or something like that. And I remember just getting chills reading that part. Like, I was like, wow, Gary Oldman would be a decent Loomis, I think. You know, he's a great actor. I think he could have pulled off Loomis. But what's cool, too, is Loomis was in this script, even though he wasn't in the movie as much, or I guess in the script as much, but he shows up at the end. That's what I'm getting at. So they left it open for Loomis to actually come back in the next movie. So this would have been set, I think, in the 90s or something like that, which is another problem that they probably wrote themselves into. It seems like these days, in horror movies, they don't want to set movies in the 90s. Kind of like what they did with the Texas Chainsaw 3D. Originally, that was set in the 90s, written by Adam Marcus. And they said, no, let's make it present day. And then that was that big timeline issue because Alexandria Daddario doesn't look like a 40-year-old. And that was like, you know, that really just kind of stuck out to everybody. And it almost ruined the movie. I think it did ruin the movie for a lot of people, aside from other problems with it. But, yeah, it seems like they don't like setting movies. They set them in the 80s, but for some reason they don't like setting them in the 90s. I can't think of any horror movies today that are set in the 90s. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's weird. I don't think the 90s is like the best decade for slasher movies. There's some fun ones in the 90s, don't get me wrong, but I prefer the 80s. I just like the feel of the 80s slasher movies. It seems like today everybody wants to harken back to the 80s, so I guess the proof's in the pudding. I love Scream. I love Urban Legend. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those are some good movies, but there's some stinkers, you know, like Cry Wolf. There's a few stinkers from the 90s. Zach Frederick, I look a bit like Bruce Campbell. I have actually been told that before. Bruce Campbell, Frank Grillo, that's one I've been hearing a lot lately. Now, I don't think this one at all, but Viggo Mortensen. Somebody said I look like Viggo Mortensen, somebody who I worked with years ago, and I definitely don't see that at all. So, but yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't remade Urban Legend because it's been 20 years now, right? So, I mean, hell, I'm surprised they haven't done Scream 5 yet. Isn't it weird? Like, 90s movies still, they don't feel like they came out 20 years ago. They still feel like fresh. Whereas, like, movies from the 80s, they feel like forever ago. It's strange. Okay, so how long have we been going? We've been going for a while now, guys. 8:22. I started this at 7:30, so not really that long. Not even an hour yet, I guess. So, I'll do a few more questions here. Let's see what we got. And is there anything that I didn't cover about the sequel, about Halloween 2018 in general that you'd like me to discuss? Padalecki, yes, I've heard that one before too. Let me know in the chat if there's anything else that I missed. Let me know. Thank you, Cassie Hart. Appreciate that. I can't find my sunglasses. Damn it. Let's see. Urban Legend, which had Daniel Harris. Yes, Daniel Harris was in Urban Legend. Yes. She was also in The Last Boy Scout, which is an awesome, awesome flick, and it's not a horror movie, so I'm going off track. Thoughts on The Town That Dreaded Sundown? Hell yeah. I actually reviewed the remake a few months ago, and I had watched the remake before, and it didn't click with me as much the first time, but when I watched it the last time, I enjoyed the hell out of it, actually. I don't know, it felt different than most remakes, you know? It was kind of, even the approach of the movie felt almost like a documentary. Yeah, that's a really good movie, actually. I dig it. I like the sound of the killer in that movie. It's got some brutal kills in it. Yeah, there's a lot going on actually, you know, and I guess from like the detectives in the movie I guess that's the weak spot for it, but I like that also Lucian from Gladiator was in it. He's a pretty decent actor that doesn't get enough roles, I think. He played a major part in the movie. Had a nice twist at the end. You know, it definitely wasn't like a straight up remake to the original, and I prefer. It's one of those remakes that I prefer over the original. I think it's just much more accessible, if that makes sense. As far as the trumpet kill though, the trumpet kill in the original is the better version of that kill. But I mean, Town That Dreaded Sundown will always be known for that kill. The trumpet kill is one of the most interesting kills in horror history. It really is. It just feels wrong. I don't know. There's something about that kill. I just love it though, because you can like hear the trumpet. You know, he's blowing on the trumpet as he's stabbing her with it. So good question. Thank you for that one. Beth did ask when I'm going to see Creed 2. I'm going to see it on Thanksgiving actually. So because we're going to Orlando on Thanksgiving. So I'll probably see it in Orlando. Let's see what else we got in here. Joker Snipes, did you like the atmosphere in Halloween 2018? How was the atmosphere for you? Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I don't think it was on the level of like, say, Curse of Michael Myers, but you know, the scenes at night, I thought they were lit really well. Especially the one where he's, you know, the one take scene where he goes into the Elrod house and comes around. I love the look of that scene actually. Nathan Oswald, Haley, when you get a chance, check out Slash Street Boys. Yeah, I did check out that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good parodies out there, I guess. Cody says, "You're still going, you whore." Still going where? I don't know what you're talking about. You beautiful son of a bitch. So Halloween 2018 will be released in January on Blu-ray. 1/15 and 1/19 are the dates I saw. Thank you, Tisha. Very good. Seeing Creed 2 tomorrow night. Watching Creed as we speak. I watched Rocky 4 last night with my son, actually. Rocky 4 is like... I love Rocky 4. The final fight, that's the best fight in the whole franchise. My favorites are the final fights in 2 and 4. Like, I think out of all boxing movies, those two final fights are just unmatched. So I'm hoping the final fight in this movie is great. I do love that, you know, this is a continuation of the Dolph Lundgren Drago story. I've always loved that story because Drago isn't like a human. He's like a machine. Whereas in this movie, he's going to be older, so I think they're going to approach him from more of a human level. But his son seems like a freaking machine. I mean, watching the trailer, his son looks like a beast. But yeah, Rocky 4, that's one of my favorite, all-time favorite movies. It's just so entertaining. And as far as pacing goes, it feels like it flies by. Like, the movie feels like 30 minutes long because it just boom, 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 boom. It's just so quick. Whereas, you know, the first couple Rockies, those are character-based movies. And, you know, you have to settle into those. And you have to be accepting of the narrative and the storyline and all that. Whereas Rocky 3 and 4, those are structured in a way that they just fly right by. They're a ride is really what they are. Especially 4. So I'm curious to see which direction they're going to go with this one. Will it be kind of a mixture of the two? Will it be character? Because I think there's definitely going to be some character-based stuff there. Because Rocky's older now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that stuff with Rocky giving life lessons to Adonis. You know, does Rocky? You know, Rocky doesn't even want him to fight. You know, that scene where he says what Drago did to him physically. That was a really emotional scene. That was just in the trailer, so I'm thinking there's going to be some good emotion in this movie. I just watched Rocky Balboa and reviewed that one a few days ago. And if you want like emotion in your Rocky movie, that's the go-to. That one and the first one. I think that's one thing I love about the Rocky franchise. You know, every movie, it has its own little thing going, its own little flavor. You know, so every movie doesn't feel like a complete copy of the last one, which is nice. I think Creed. Creed. I think Rocky 2 probably feels the most like Rocky 1. It feels the most like a continuation of Rocky 1. But boy, they sure do make up for it with that training montage and that final fight. When Adrian says win, chill bumps every freaking time. Let's see what else. Yeah, he broke things in me that had never been fixed. Yes, that's it. Great line. You know, Stallone wrote the script for this. He was going to direct it, but I think the director. Let me look him up. I forgot his name, but I think from the interviews I saw with the guy, I think it's in really good hands. He went to school with Ryan Coogler. Creed 2 director. Google is a wonderful thing. Stephen Capel Jr. There we go. Yeah, he did another movie called The Land, I think. But yeah, I think this it's going to be solid. I knew I wouldn't be able to get out of this stream without talking about Rocky. Oh, shut your face, Lindsay. Jesus. She's no Sharon Stone. Lindsay's never seen any of the Rocky movies. Any of you in the chat never seen any of the Rocky movies? I talk to a lot of women that have never seen the Rocky movies. And to those people I say, you are truly missing out. Rocky is one of the greatest characters ever created on screen. Ever. Thoughts on 3 from Hell? Mio Raya. I mean, I'll definitely go see it. I like House of a Thousand Corpses. I like Devil's Rejects. I think those are 2 shining moments in Rob Zombie's movie career. So I'll definitely go see the 3rd one. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling this will be the worst of the bunch, just because of his track record lately. Even though I loved Halloween 2, I did love his Halloween 2, but yeah, I don't know. Because I was not a fan of 31. So that's what I'm scared of. We'll see. What Cody says, what is your most disappointing movie of 2018? Halloween 2018. All right, let's see. Oh no, that's your most disappointing. My bad. Shay McCoy, they are missing out big time. Hold on, let me fix my vinyl here. Guys, I can't tell you how nice this was to not have to edit. Did I say that before? If I didn't, I want you to know that it was so nice to not have to edit. Because I usually love editing, but I actually never love editing. So nice not to edit. Really. What about a Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Now that's a match made in heaven right there. I think Zombie could pull off a good Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even, God, I hate to say that. Even in the writing, I mean, because his writing does suit Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think he just needs to tone it down a bit, which is crazy to say for a Texas Chainsaw script. But yeah, I'm gonna put on the Halloween 2 soundtrack. I haven't listened to that yet. Hold on just a sec. Okay, so here is that case for Halloween 1 through 5. And let me see. Here's Halloween 2 right here. Moment of truth. Gonna throw this on. It's gonna be badass. Here we go. And just so you guys see this is what the inside of this looks like. This is the Halloween 2 one from Mondo. Really nice. Front, back. The movie Near Dark is definitely worth your time, Brad, the movie critic. Watch it for Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton owns that movie. Also, Lance Henriksen is great in that one. I believe both of them had just done Aliens, and that's how they got that job, because the director was married, or I don't know if she was married, but she was with James Cameron, and so she James Cameron sent both of them over to her. Catherine Bigelow sent both of them over to her, and they ended up getting the part, and they were the best part of the movie. So, yeah, I was actually planning on reviewing Near Dark. So, yeah, Halloween 2. Here we go. This is... And are any of you into vinyl? Like, do any of you buy vinyl? Or if you don't, are you, like, interested in buying vinyl? Or do you just don't really give a shit? Are you still, like, you like CDs? Do you like digital? Ooh, here it is. Yeah, Halloween 3 soundtrack is great. Oh, I love that. Wish I could take my mic and put it down there for you guys. Isn't it gorgeous though, Cassie? It's great. I want you guys to see what it... Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can... I don't have like a detachable... Can you guys see that? I'm hoping you guys can see that. Hold on. There you go, yeah. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I never thought I would get into vinyls. Oh, there it goes. What do you guys think? Oh, God, I love that. Halloween 2 soundtrack is so good. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, that sounds great. Yeah. Alright, I'll turn that down. So, what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, that soundtrack really just took me out of everything. Thanks, Beth. I appreciate that. I can't wait to listen to those two that you sent me. Mandy and Prom Night? Good night. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to listen to both those. I just ordered the Suspiria soundtrack by Goblin on vinyl. I can't wait to get that in. Hopefully that should be in soon. Favorite track on the Halloween 3 soundtrack? Definitely, I think the main theme. And I think the main theme has some Terminator vibes to it. And this predates Terminator, actually. But it does. It's got some like Terminator vibes to it. I don't remember the names of the tracks, but yeah, definitely that title track. Halloween 2 is the true sequel to me, but I still love the new movie. Yeah, that's the question. A lot of people are asking, like, both of them can exist. You know, this doesn't mean that Halloween 2 doesn't exist. You can have your, choose your adventure. That's one thing that's cool about Halloween is you can, I want to go this way or I want to go this way, or I want to go both ways. Okay. I made myself laugh. Okay. Yeah, Goblin. What a band. What a soundtrack. Yeah. The Shape Hunts Allison. We listened to that earlier. That was great. Are you going to review The Final Girls? I wish they would have did a sequel. I actually did review The Final Girls. I reviewed The Final Girl with Abigail Breslin and The Final Girls, like back to back, when those two movies first came out. So if you do a search on YouTube, you can find it. But yeah, I reviewed that actually. Probably my first year on YouTube back in like 2015. Maybe 2016. Got some things coming up though. I got a lot of patron requests that I got to do. I got to do Candyman, which I'm really looking forward to doing. Candyman's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't seen Candyman since it came out, I think. Riley keeps looking at the TV and saying highly. That's great. Tell Riley I said hello. That's awesome. Cody's got the cutest kids ever. Yeah, definitely watch it. Now that's back when I did like 5 to 7 minute reviews, but then it's weird because I just did like Rocky Balboa and Rocky 5, and those are both like 20-minute reviews. And when I did the other Rocky movies a couple years ago, those are like 7 minute reviews. So now I feel like I have to go back and re-review Rocky 1 through 3. Because I did 4. I did a revisited for 4. So. But I got to give Cody a little bit of credit for that one. He did kind of inspire me to go a little bit longer with my reviews. And at first I thought it would be tough to go long. But then once you get used to it and you like write down all the little things you want to talk about and kind of stretch out a little bit. Now I find it like I find myself actually looking at my time on my external mic saying, ooh, I've been going pretty, I'm at like 45 minutes here. I better kind of tone it down a bit. So when I never thought I'd get to that point, but now, yeah, I feel like I'm cheating my audience if I don't reach 10 minutes on my reviews at least. If it's new releases, I don't feel so bad, but when I'm doing like a catalog title, I like to try to shoot for at least 15 minutes or more. Yeah, and Renegade Hero, I used to think that people didn't like long reviews. I used to think that when people went on YouTube, they just want to watch quick little reviews and then they want to get the hell out of there. But I'm finding that with older catalog titles, people like good, long, in-depth reviews because really, what's the point? If you're gonna do a 5-minute review on a movie from 20 years ago, what's the point? Because all you can do is like scratch the surface and sum up what the movie's about, what you liked, what you didn't like, give your rating, and you're out of there. So when I do catalog titles, I like to talk about scenes that I really love. Talk about what those scenes did to me, emotionally. I like to pick apart things that interest me about a movie, and definitely try to approach it from a different angle than everybody else does, because I don't know, that's just my funny way of doing things. So, but yeah, that's my little review spiel, I guess. John Saban, have you seen Class of 1984? No, I have not actually. That's one of those few slashers that, well, I don't want to say few. There are hundreds of slashers out there, so I'm sure there's quite a few that I haven't seen. But I'm trying to. I have a slashers playlist on my channel, and it's just, I probably got like maybe 200 reviews. Let me check and see. I got quite a few reviews in that playlist. I'm gonna tell you how many slasher reviews I've done. Playlist. Here we go. Show more. Slashers. Here we go. $152 slasher reviews, guys. That's how many slasher reviews I've done. Which is, I can't even believe. That just goes to show how many slashers there are out there, because I still haven't, there's a lot that I haven't even seen. So, it's crazy. Visiting Hours is awesome. Is that like a hospital? I think that's a hospital slasher, right? I love hospital slashers. X-Ray is a fun one, or also known as Hospital Massacre, Barbie Benton. I reviewed that one actually too, by the way. Yeah, a lot of good slashers out there though. Stay Metal Ray, what's up, man? Thank you for your service. The Funhouse is a review that I actually have coming up. One of my military buddies actually requested that I do the Funhouse. So, that one's one that's coming up. The Fog is coming up, which is not a slasher, but that's one I'm looking forward to getting. Because there's a guy on my channel named Me. And he comments constantly, the Fog. So I pretty much have to review the Fog at this point. I guess there's a little clue to you. If you really want me to review something, just be consistent. That's how I ended up reviewing The Raid and The Raid 2. Jason Hobbs. I remember his name now because he constantly would ask me to review The Raid. And there was one guy on my channel. This is something I wasn't going to talk about, but I'll bring it up. He said he asked me to review something, or somebody else asked me to review something, and then this guy commented he doesn't review, take requests unless you give him money. That's literally what he said. Like, unless you are a patron of his. And I took offense to that because that's not true. I have a tier selection in my patron tiers where if you do a certain amount, then of course, yeah, you can get a review in your name. But I don't. That's not like my rule of thumb that I have to review only patron requests. No, it's what I want to review, and I actually review a lot of stuff that that people that are not patrons of mine. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and sometimes just in the comments, people will come out and say, hey, what about this movie? And it'll spark, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I would love to review that, actually. One of them was, somebody mentioned The Thing prequel. This is not a patron request. But as soon as they mentioned that, I was like, oh, my God, I want to review The Thing prequel so bad, actually. Because I think it's underrated. I think it does have some problems. Everybody's going to mention the effects. But I think it's got a lot going for it. So that's one that I definitely want to review. William Duda, bye-bye, man. Have a great night. Yeah, House is one that was requested by a non-patron that I'm going to be doing. Supposed to review that with Cody, actually. We're both going to review House. So, I do review some TV series. I do Game of Thrones usually when those come out. It's got to be something that really interests me, though. That's the thing with TV. Really, of anything. If it doesn't interest me, then it's hard for me to review it. So, luckily, my patrons too, that they usually ask me to review stuff that I find very interesting. Two of them were. One of my patrons, Tom Harrington, he asked me to review The Evil, a movie called The Evil from 1979. I'd never heard of this movie, but just from seeing the poster, I thought it looked really interesting, and I ended up enjoying the hell out of it, actually. What was another? There was another one that I reviewed too that I really enjoyed. Oh, Savage Streets. I just reviewed Savage Streets not too long ago, and Linda Blair. Linnea Quigley, I freaking loved that movie. That was such a fun ride. And it's good old 80s cheese, good revenge story. Linda Blair kicks ass in it. Hell yeah, loved it. Over the Top, Beth asked me to review Over the Top, and Over the Top's like one of my favorite movies from the 80s. Pure Canon Films goodness. And, Stallone at the top of his game back then. Yes, Over the Top, and it has a big cult following. One that I'm going to review soon is the Cobra. Cobra is another one that I wish we would have gotten a sequel. They actually were going to do a sequel, but then they didn't. But I'm a big Cobra fan. So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. I really appreciate all you guys jumping in here. I'm glad that I got to cover some Halloween updates for you guys live. I just wanted to try something different because I've done so many Halloween updates where I talk and then I have to chop it up and then I have to edit it and all that stuff, and it just gets tiring after a while. So I thought, hey, why not just try something new? I'll just do something live. I'll talk with you guys. We'll have a discussion. It'll be fun. But I hope I covered everything that you guys wanted me to cover about it. I hope I didn't miss out on anything, and I just wanted this to be a fun discussion with you guys. Really, that's what I wanted. So I'm glad I got to do this with you guys. Steve McCoy, Trey Courtney, Bo Tiggy, Noah Haney, and Challenger Gaming, Renegade Hero. A lot of these names I recognize too, and I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for constantly supporting what I do, supporting my channel. I can't thank you guys enough, really. And there are some of you that have been there since I started, which to me is insane. So, and a lot of new subscribers, but I really genuinely love my subscribers. I've had, I like to comment to my subscribers, and I've had people say, you're one of the few that actually comments to subscribers, and they thought that maybe I'm just doing that to keep, keep my subscriber rate up. No, I comment to you guys because I really enjoy talking with you guys. I do. I enjoy discussing movies. That is the reason why I got into YouTube in the first place. Because in the military, there were very few people like you and me. There were very few people that I could talk to about movies and especially like horror. Like horror is such a niche genre. So I had nobody to talk to. Luckily at my last base, I had a good friend of mine, Severs. He was a really great friend of mine, and we both loved horror so much, and we would just talk horror every day, and we drove everybody crazy. But that is the reason why I started YouTube. That is the reason why I wanted to get on film and talk about movies, because of what came after, which was you getting in the comments and saying, hey, yeah, thank you for the review. I like this movie, or I didn't like this movie. I love when people have differing opinions about movies than me, because I like to get a discussion going. Somebody said in Killerflix, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything here, guys, okay? Somebody said in Killerflix the other day that I'm the voice of Halloween fans. And I was like, I'm not the voice of anybody. All I am is an opinion. I'm giving you my opinion on a movie. I think there are diehard Halloween fans that didn't like Halloween 2018, and that's fine. But yeah, I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, I'm not the voice of anything. I like talking about movies. I like when people have differing opinions, and I actually prefer it kind of. I think that's our last Scream stream. It was 5 of us with very different opinions. Some same, some different, but and we have like a civil discussion with each other. And sometimes we are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum in opinion, especially with like Halloween 2018. And you know what? We have a blast just talking with each other about why we feel the way we feel. I told Cody and Lindsay and Brian and CP, why I'm passionate about this, and this, why I liked Sartain as a character. And they respected that. And then they tell me why they hate Judy Greer. And I respected that. And, for the most part, that's what I see from you guys. I see mostly respect. You guys all respect each other's opinions, and I love that. But the big thing is I just love chatting with you guys about this stuff. It's fun. It's really fun. So if I get down in the comments on my videos and comment, it's because I want to. It's not because I'm trying. I don't have an agenda. This is still fun to me. I'm still having a blast doing it, and I'll keep doing it until I don't have fun with it anymore. So it's like Beth said, you can disagree and still act like adults, and I think that's awesome when you can have an educated discussion about movies, because movies are all subjective, opinions are all subjective. Any reviewer is still giving his opinion. Most reviewers don't think what they're saying is a fact. They're just giving you their opinion. So, yeah, that's it. And I know I rambled on too long, but I'll let you guys see Levi before I go. There is Levi. Deshaun Riley, yes, thank you. The last Scream stream was very fun. So, Trey Courtney, I discovered you with your Batman v Superman review. Happy that there's others that love it. Yeah, man, I freaking love Batman v Superman. Ultimate Cut, especially. Now, and a lot of you are going to disagree with me on this, but I think Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut is better than most stuff in the MCU. And you've probably clicked off the stream now. You think I'm completely crazy, but it's an opinion. It's an opinion. I guess I like the darker side of comic book films. And plus I'm such a massive Superman fan, Batman fan. And you know what? I guess while I'm talking about it, I wish they would have stayed the course with that. Sure, half the audience didn't like this movie, Half the audience was like, no, this is too dark. There's a lot of big problems with this movie. The Martha scene was a big problem. Noah Haney, yes, a lot. I didn't have a problem with the Martha scene. What's funny too is I got into like an argument with my son about it because my son is not a big fan of Batman v Superman at all. But the Martha scene doesn't bother me because it fit into the story. But it's like freaking what? It's like a minute of the movie. I still, if you haven't seen the Ultimate Cut, definitely check out the Ultimate Cut. But it's a movie I constantly love discussing. It's just a fun movie. Rip Stan Lee, thank you very much. Lou Magic 19. Stan Lee was a legend. I'm glad somebody brought it up because I didn't really get to mention it in Scream Stream. But look what Stan Lee gave us. He gave us Spider-Man. He gave us my favorite comic book character of all time, the Hulk. And he had a hand in so many characters in the X-Men. Just the list goes on and on. The guy was a legend. Just think, well, if we didn't have Stan Lee, then we wouldn't have all those characters. So definitely, and he had a nice long life. We miss him already. And I'm curious to see what Avengers 4 is going to have in store as a tribute to Stan Lee. So, yeah. Beth S says her Superman will always be Christopher Reeve. Yeah, I mean, the first movie I ever saw in the theater when I was 6 years old was Superman 2. I saw that in the theater, and Christopher Reeve was my idol. Just aesthetically, from a delivery, you can't beat Christopher Reeve as Superman, but you can't really beat him as Clark Kent. Like, he nailed Clark Kent, I think. I loved Henry Cavill as Superman and Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel. I think that movie's highly underrated. It was the Superman movie that I've been wanting. I think Christopher Reeve gave us a certain type of Superman film. So you didn't want to repeat that with Man of Steel. And I think this was the movie that, because, he fought Zod and his henchmen in this one. So we got to see Superman really, go at it. It wasn't just Superman fighting Lex Luthor, which was nice. So, yeah, man, I can talk freaking comic book stuff all day. I love comic book movies. So anyway, guys, I am going to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. We almost went an hour and a half, which was really nice. But you guys are freaking awesome. And I hope you guys have... Heath Ledger was freaking amazing as the Joker. Yes, he was. I want to keep talking to you guys. It's really tough to say goodbye. But... it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I got to say goodbye. It's really tough, though. That's how much I love you guys. So, anyway, guys, I hope you guys all have a good night. And I hope you guys also have a happy Thanksgiving. Okay? Have some turkey. Make you some leftover turkey sandwiches. Like I do. I put mayonnaise on mine. I don't know what topping you put on yours. But, yeah. I hope you guys... Who just got here? Celine Beanie. Welcome, Celine Beanie. Make sure you go back and click the replay. We talked about a lot of good stuff, didn't we, guys? We talked about Halloween. We talked about the sequel. We talked about the deleted scenes, the Blu-ray, all that stuff. So make sure you go back and check out all that stuff. But happy Thanksgiving, guys. Have a great night.